All right, today we are going to cut some paperwork and bureaucracy. Me and our legal team went through all of the EOs, the executive orders that are still in place from the 1920s, 1930s, yes, even Governor Hickenlooper's, Governor Ritter's, my own. We have found 208 executive orders that I'm going to repeal today to make government more efficient and get rid of unnecessary paperwork, over 435 pages. That we are going to cut. That's why, for the first time in Colorado history, there is a table saw on the governor's desk, and we are going to use it to cut paperwork and bureaucracy and make government more efficient. I want to thank my team for this effort, particularly our legal team. We had a spreadsheet, they and us and me. We went through all of these old executive orders, and some of them from the 1920s. We had to find them in the registers. Just so you know, executive orders stay in place like a law does until they're repealed, or one of the ones I've issued, I've tried to put an expiration date on, so it automatically self-repeals. But there are so many that have accumulated, and we found 208 that we're repealing today. That's an executive order I'm going to sign. Kind of ironic, so it's only a net loss of 207 executive orders because it takes one to repeal the other 208. But we're getting rid of 435 pages. Some of them are in law, don't need to be executive orders. Some of them put extra work on agencies, make them do things that we don't think they need to do. Some of them may or may not even be followed today, but they should be. They have the force of law until they're repealed. So we're going to get rid of any uncertainty around that. They include things like an executive order from 1957 referring to tax collection for the Colorado State Hospital that has outdated language. There's other short-term ones, like apparently there's an executive order in 1978 that says from all contracts should be signed Richard D. Lamb, governor. So I haven't been signing all of my contracts correctly because I've not been signing his name and committing perjury, and we will no longer have to do that after I repeal this executive order. We're getting rid of a lot of unnecessary committees and councils. There's a number of those in there, like the First Impressions Advisory Committee. We're getting rid of things for van pooling for state employee executive order, outdated energy efficiency and state government executive orders. There's some that are a snapshot in time, but aren't relevant today. Like in 1957, the Governor's Committee to Improve Television Reception. We don't think we need that anymore. We're going to repeal that today. By the way, these will all be available for historians. Of course, at History Colorado, they're all still there for researchers to find, but they will no longer be active executive orders. We're going to repeal them all today, 208 of them. We're cleaning up and clearing out, getting rid of the bulk. Without taking this step, these executive orders would simply remain in effect. Since these are ones that don't have expiration dates, they have to be rescinded by a governor. That's what we're doing today. I hope that my fellow governors in other states look to do similar things to remove excess paperwork, make government more efficient. And I would also add that this isn't the end of the road for these executive orders that I'm rescinding. The paper that they are printed on will be recycled and turned into a beautiful collage made by our talented Colorado artist, Joe Molina. Joe, where's Joe? Come up and just say hi for a moment here, right? So this will be, and Joe, I hope you'll do it in a way where it'll be small enough where I can display it somewhere here, right?
Not that side right there?
No, not that, it's a little bit too big. We are going to display it here to kind of remind everybody who visits the governor's office about the ongoing drive to make government more efficient and get rid of extra paperwork. So we look forward to your work. We're going to be giving these to you after I cut them. I think you're going to cut them up more and
little pieces and stuff, yeah.
That'll be wonderful.
Thank you very much.
And that will also reflect on Colorado's history. Some of these executive orders, a few of them are just over 100 years old. I believe the oldest dates from the 1920s. Most of them, of course, are from our recent governors, but there's some from nearly every decade. This will be an important reminder here in the governor's office about the need to continually reassess the way we do things, make government more efficient. Just because something's been done a certain way for decades doesn't mean we should continue it to do that way. And of course, we should remove any unnecessary burden or workload from our state employees so they can focus on their highest and best tasks, serving the people of Colorado, doing what they're required to do under statute. And the extent that we can clear that up, we want to make sure that we're doing that. As I mentioned, they're available in the archives at History Colorado for historians. It's not like we're destroying the only copy here. I want to make sure people know that. This will be art, but these will be available for historians to research. Some of them did important things perhaps at the time, but now we want to move forward in the most efficient way possible and make sure that our state employees are focused on the task at hand rather than task at hand from 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. So with that, we are now going to do this. Safety glasses. Okay. Ready? All right. You can work with this, Shel? You got this? Yes? Good. Questions? We also like the snow effect for this time of year. We thought that was pretty good. Oh yes, I actually have to do it. So this is the executive order that makes it a net loss of only 207 because it's 208, but then it takes one to get rid of the other. So this lists them all. This will be available for you. I'm going to sign this here. Ready? It's official. They are now officially repealed. This part was symbolic. The lawyer said this didn't repeal them, but this did repeal them. So now they are repealed. Questions?